Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine standing in a land of endless white. The wind howls across the frozen Arctic. The air is so cold it burns your skin. Now imagine something even more heartbreaking. A giant polar bear, thin, starving, and completely alone. Not because it is weak, not because it is lost, but because the world is slowly melting beneath its feet. Hello and good morning to my respected audience. My name is MARYAM binti Muhammad ADIB. I'm 11 years old and currently studying in Sekolah Kebangsaan Serdang with the code BBA 8205. Today, I would like to introduce a powerful and emotional story titled The Last Bear. It was written by Hannah Gold, a contemporary British author, first published in 2021. It is filled with hope, courage, friendship, and the future of our planet. The story follows an 11-year-old girl named April Wood. April travels with her father to a lonely Arctic island called Bear Island. Her father was a scientist studying climate and weather patterns. However, life on the island felt empty. There were no children, no animals, and almost no conversation with her busy father. April felt invisible, but one day, while exploring the frozen island, she saw something extraordinary, a polar bear. At first, she couldn't believe her eyes, because everyone said there were no bears left on Bear Island. But this bear was real, and sadly, he was starving. The melting ice had shattered on the island, cutting him off from his hunting grounds. At that moment, April understands something very important. This bear is not just an animal, he is the last bear, and if she does nothing, he might not survive. What makes this story truly inspiring is April's character. April was not strong, she was not rich, she was not powerful. She was simply a young girl with a kind heart and brave spirit. While the adults around her focused on the research and data, April focused on something more important, life. Every day, she secretly brought fish to the starving bear. At first, the bear watched her carefully. He did not trust her. But April kept returning again and again, until finally, something magical happened. The bear slowly stepped closer, and for the first time, trust began to grow between them. This moment was incredibly powerful because it reminds us that kindness can break even the strongest walls of fear. But saving a polar bear was not easy. April faced many dangers. The temperature dropped far below freezing, and one wrong step on the ice could be deadly. Yet, the greatest challenge was not the weather, it was the people around her. Many adults believe saving one bear is pointless. They say it will not change the world, but April refused to believe that. She knew that every life matters, so she made a brave and risky decision. She vowed to help the bear return home, no matter what it took. Her determination shows that courage was not about being fearless. It is about doing the right thing even when you are afraid. One of the most powerful themes in this book is climate change. Through the story of the polar bear, we see the real consequences of global warming. Melting ice, disappearing habitats, animals struggling to survive. But this story is not meant to make us feel hopeless. Instead, it gives us a message of responsibility. Through April, we learn something very important. You do not have to be big to make a big difference. Sometimes the smallest voice can start the biggest change. And as the story reminds us, even if the ice is melting, our compassion must never melt with it. In conclusion, I highly recommend this book to anyone who loves adventure, whether you are an animal lover or a nature protector. This story will touch your soul. This book challenges us to find the how to save our world before it's too late. Finally, The Last Bear reminds us that one small person and one brave voice can make a giant difference. Thank you.